What's up everyone, welcome back to the Gear Corner, your one-stop shop for all things Gear Chronicle. Today we're going to be checking out a couple of new cards that Bushiroad just announced, mainly 3 that were for clan selection, plus another one. And of course checking out some different ways how to use them, a couple cards that combos with them, all that fun stuff. So as always, if you guys enjoy this content, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my shop down below on TCG Player where we sell all sorts of cards. Of course, all those sales do go back towards the channel to help me improve on video quality, get you some more cool stuff, do coaster vids when those are available, buy more Vanguard products, get some upgrades. I'm looking towards getting a new webcam right now and possibly making a cooler recording area, so check that out. Channel update! Well, kind of. I wanted to add the Rayon character in for some of these sections where I'm just kind of talking over images. So here you go. I mean, this isn't the final product. I haven't decided if I want to add more of the body to it or just keep on going with this disembodied face. I mean, it's either this or using the old pixel art that I've had as the avatar for my page for the longest time. So enjoy, I guess. Anyways, let's talk about some trading cards. Let's get started with this good boy. Lost Gear Dog 8 has one skill that says, when placed from hand, reveal a grade 3 from your hand, search your deck for a grade 3, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck, and if you put a grade 3, oh my god, it's a stride fodder. When this card may be treated as a grade 3. This is stride fodder. You guys, has anyone ever played the G format? There used to be grade 1s. That you search for a grade 3 to your hand, and then you discard a card. And then it counts as a grade 3 when you use it to stride. They were called stride fodder. Every deck ran them, and this is the same exact effect. A few key differences, I guess. Number 1, you have to discard a card equaling grade 3 or higher, which kind of sucks, I guess, but I mean, you're just going to be ditching a grade 4 to put back in your deck with something like a Quickie Worker or everyone's new best friend. But let's be real. This is stride fodder with 8,000 attack, 10,000 defense, and I love it! Oh my god, this is so good. The only thing that can make it better is if it was a Zodiac Time Beast, so you can run it in the correct build of Gear Chronicle. That's besides the point. I give this a 9.7589235432138910 out of 10. Good boy. Could have been a Zodiac Time Beast. Remember when I said the first dog revealed was 8? I lied. We also have this little puppo. Literally, Gear Puppy Protecting Memories. It's a promo. That means that we'll never get it in America until we do, and that will be awesome when we do it. So, Bushiroad, give us this Gear Puppo. So he has 2 little effects. The first is, when he's in bind zone, he gets grade +4. This is great for Mystery Flare Dragon. And then when he boosts a battle, you can bind him to draw a card. This is great for Mystery Flare Dragon. This is great for Mystery Flare Dragon. You read this card with Mystery Flare Dragon. It helps you get to 19 with Mystery Flare Dragon. You get the point. This is a card that supports Mystery Flare Turbo, and it's awesome. He's a little puppo, which makes it better because of the dog. I have no bias at all towards dogs, but ignore all that. One thing I will say is it is a little awkward being a grade 0 because, as you know, the standard build of Gear Chronicle does now feature grade 4s in deck because strides don't exist, which means our ratios are already a little messed up. So now on top of making room for your grade 4s in deck, you're also making room for extra grade 0s. Yes, the thing that we could do before because of things like TikTok Worker that absolutely broke the deck in half during the Days of Time Leap. But this isn't the Days of Time Leap, this is standard days. I mean, I guess you could also put it into your premium deck and do Mystery Flare Turbo that way, but it's good. The grade's gonna make it weird. We will find a way to break it, and I will build a Mystery Flare deck around it, so stay tuned for that. Next up is our new Pew Pew Gunner friends, Dean Gunner Zed, which is a really cool name because it reminds me of Zeitgeist, which is, you know, terms for time things. It's a time deck that we play for Gear Chronicle. Anyways, it's got two effects. First of all, when it attacks, if you rode a grade 4, soul charge 1. Pretty standard because, you know, you're gonna ride grade 4s. Then the actual big long effect. When placed, cost soul blast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Draw a card, choose one of your opponent's rear guards with a grades less than or equal to the card discarded for this cost, and retire it. So this is kind of cool, another way for Gear Chronicle to retire things. Unfortunately, it continues to ignore the old way of sending cards to the bottom of the deck, which Gear Chronicle is supposed to do Bushiroad. You traded on like 2 or 3 cards in the first wave and then completely forgot about it and just made Gear Chronicle retire the normal way. I'm not bitter about that. It just would have been cool. I mean, it's thematic. You're sending cards back in time and the time. Hey guys, early morning editing, future Jared here. I was watching the Top Deck Heroes match between Altmile and Time Leaper Dragon, the showcase, and I don't know why it just hit me now when I saw Vanguard Insider ride it. By the way, slightly more respect for Insider seeing him in action. That boy is savage and I love it. But, I don't know why it took me this long to realize it. Zed is efficiently a cycle draw. On place, even if you ignore the retire, because the way Vanguard works and you fulfill as much as possible, you can still just discard 1, draw 1, soul blast 1 for his on place or on ride. So effectively, turn 2, you got a free cycle draw that can discard a card, which again cycles in some of your discard effects. And like I said, with the grade 3, you can go into that after your stride turn. So it actually has some potential. I like it. More thumbs up for Zed. And let's go ahead and put you back in the video. Boop. So you get to retire things. I mean, you kind of already had this in Stroboscope Dragon for the same cost. For this, you're not waiting on grade 4 to draw a card, so I guess it's kind of better, and you do get the soul charge off it when it attacks, which is really nice because Gear Chronicle has a problem with soul sometimes. Some of the things you might want to combo it with because you are discarding a lot. First of all, of course, my good friend John Cena, the Smoke Gear Dragon, who turns all of your discards into a grade 3 as long as your Vanguard is Crimson Jet. So that automatically makes all your targets grade 3s, which really is gonna blow up anything unless your opponent's also playing grade 4s. In addition to that, you have a couple things that combo off of your discards, like Mazer Gear, who lets you retire another card. So that's a 2-for-1 combo right there, kind of. You got Steam Fighter Shooty, who says you could Soul Blast when it's discarded, and then your opponent can't call grade 2 or greater from hand to guard that turn. The wrong kind of guard restricts, but it gives you some guard restrict, and I guess it helps against Dimension Police. You got Steambreaker Doodoo, who just chills on rearguard and gives everything +5 if you discard that turn. Not really a big combo, but I mean, if you're gonna multi-attack, then you could empower your columns. That's kind of nice. Then we got a couple cards that are called when discarded, like Steam Engineer Shulia and Crotooth Tiger, who also draws you a card. But those both come out in special nappy time, and you're gonna be calling our new best friend that finally came out to English in this set, the waifu. Of course, one last little combo piece I do want to mention is Steam Maiden Inglesia, who is a cute little Steam Maiden grade 3 with a force marker. Once per turn, discard a card from hand, search your deck for up to 1 grade 4, ride a stand, shuffle your deck at the end of turn, retire that unit, ride a grade 2 or less from your soul or drop zone as rest. The reason I point this out is she's kind of your generic stride, where you don't have to discard a grade 3, you just discard anything to go into a grade 4. Not really optimal if you're playing Jet the deck, but I mean, hey, now you have a cool grade 2 that has an on-play skill. So you're going to get that on-play skill when you rewrite at the end of turn, and that's a free retire, which is kind of cool. Just a little out there thing. I might try to build that as a deck, because I've been trying to build Inglesia for a while, and I just can't find the right grade 2 for it. This might be the one. Finally, last but very much not least, we have our new Ace Monster, our new grade 4 Interdimensional Dragon, Time Reaper Dragon. I know it's supposed to be Leaper. There's a whole RL thing in Japan, and I'm not changing it. Time Reaper Dragon sounds so much cooler, and it sounds like it had so much more potential. And it's just, would you rather have a card called a Time Leaper or a Time Reaper? That's what I thought. Comment down below, Time Reaper gang, let's rise up. Anyways, grade 4, Twin Drive, all that fun stuff. It has one simple effect. So when it attacks, you bomb deck one of your rear guards. Search your deck for up to one card with a grade equal to that card put to bottom +1. Call to rear guard. Shuffle up your deck. Then it gets +10 until end of turn. The card you call, not this. This effect seems very familiar to you guys that played G, because remember our little Metallica Phoenix? The one that's in standard, just a vanilla with triple drive? That's what Skilla had before. Used to be a trial deck card, the strat required Chrono Jet Heart, whatever, but it literally had the same effect except with the keyword known as Time Leap. Probably why it's called Time Leaper Dragon, I guess. That makes sense now. Time Leap, if you guys don't remember, is literally that you, instead of bomb decking the card, you bind the card, but you call it a card grade +1, the card you targeted, then end phase, you kind of reverse that, so the card you call goes back to deck, and the card you bound gets recalled to rear guard. Really cool, you used to be able to chain all sorts of attacks off it, and I guess this is the standard version of it, so that's fine and all, but I feel like we just missed the mark. I mean, it's a good card, don't get me wrong, this is gonna be your new first ride in any Gear Chronicle deck, Chrono Jet or not, but couple things that they could have done to it. First of all, give it a triple drive. I mean, the extra drive check pressure kind of makes up for its mediocre effect, and it's not like we're immune to triple drive now. I mean, we got Air Cobb adding drive checks on for the cost of a counterblast in the discard, and we've had, like I said, Metallica Phoenix literally has triple drive. So why not Bushiroad? I mean, first drive, like I said, his attack's not threatening on its own, and all you're doing is getting one extra attack off it, so might as well make it a little more worthwhile. This is our new ace monster, quote unquote. Another way they could have done that for the exact same reason is give your boy a force gift. Yeah, that's kind of stupid considering every other grade 4 in Gear Chronicle doesn't have one as well, but the game's all about gift accelerating now. Other clans with grade 4s have gifts on them, or the rerides that they go into have gifts on them, so it's not completely unheard of. And while we do get another gift when we reride at end of turn, like I said, this is the first turn stride. You're never going to go into it other than before you can next stage. And because of that, because it only generates one extra attack, it's not too much pressure on its own. An extra force gift would really add on to that. The third and final change that I'm going to say, well, I guess 2.5, I already mentioned it, how carded calls get +10. Maybe instead of the force gift / triple drive, this card also gets +10. So now he's a 25 attacker plus whatever he gains +10. That would be pretty cool. But the final change, and this is like what made me the most sad when I first read his effect and when I read him as Time Reaper this whole time. You know how you bomb decks one of your cards? What if instead of doing this, or like you get the choice of one or the other, you could bomb deck your opponent's card instead. Now, this goes back to Gear Chronicle's whole time travel mechanic where you are sending these cards back in time, which used to be Gear Chronicle's bomb decking effect. And in addition to this, if you add that on there, this literally reads as Chrono Jet Z's on stride effect from back in the day, which was like the coolest effect ever, because not only did it combine that ability to send cards back in time, but you also get a pseudo time leap out of it because you're calling a card grade +1. If they did that, they just gave us that option to bomb deck the opponents instead of our card, fantastic unit. It's okay, I guess, but I mean, like I said, you're only gonna first ride it once, unless you do a deck based around the card I talked about before. Anyways, let's go into a couple of cards this is combo with. So the first thing everyone's gonna be telling you about is to go into Ribble, because you could discard basically anything in the game, get a Ribble out, and that's gonna get you your 5th attack off. That's cool. I mean, like I said, anything discards, so choose to go into Zane, choose to go into, I don't know, a stroboscope or something that makes you discard a card and boom, there's your Ribble, there's your 5th attack. Look at you, you did a multi-attack thing. But there are some other options, so let's go for those. First of all, we got a couple of tech grade 3s. If you are running the Jet build, then you could, of course, go into the Chrono Jet for kind of guard restrict attack, might be a little bit more threatening. Or you can go into Bali, which, when placed, if you remember, checks your top 7 for Chrono Jet, and that's to your hand. Then if you don't hit it, he gets +10. So you have a potential 33k attacker right there. And you also search out a Chrono Jet. That's always good. In addition to that, there's another couple of support grade 3s that can add a little spice to your life, We got Scouting Bear that has the ability when your opponent's sentinel is placed to guard, you can choose one of your opponent's rear guard that has not attacked, retire it, and give this card +5. So it gives you a nice little hidden surprise, gives you a blanket protection from perfect guards for a turn, and gives you power increase on the bear. It's not bad. I mean, it's a giftless thing, but so is the next card, which is the best card in the deck, which is Mellow Amusement Colossus, the Marching Band Man. He will play your Song of Victory because when placed, find a card from hand. Till the end of your turn, your opponent has to guard with 2 cards or more whenever they guard. You battle door your whole field. Keep in mind with either of these, it will apply as soon as they're called. So let's say you're going first attack off of Time Reaper and not going for the 4 attacks. Out of nowhere, you could start discouraging them, let's say. Or you could go into Mellow Colossus and just battle door your entire turn. Both these are really good effects. In addition to that, if you're going into grade 2, then you could go into Ishbi, who says at the end of the battle attacks, if your hand's 3 or less, you counterblast 1 and draw 2. This kind of makes up for the lack of your triple drive and gives you, well, use for counterblast because Time Reaper doesn't do anything on his own. He just puts card back. And once again, she retires at the end of that battle. So just have her die, activate your stroboscope or whatever discard effect to get out Ribble. Once again, you're chaining out combos. If you have to go into grade 1, there's a couple of options. You could go into Steam Digger Habloom, that's a weird name. Just your generic crit 2 3k, which kind of sucks, but you get +10, so he's a 13k. And you maybe put him on a Force Gift, so he's a 23k. And then suddenly you got grade 1 swinging 2 crits for no reason because you added a trigger that you wanted to put back in your deck, which is always good. You can also put that trigger back in deck to call out Steam Cook Shaun, who says when it attacks, you discard a card from your hand and give it +10. 18k attacker, which makes it a 28k attacker. And once again, that's an option to discard Ribble. All these ways, you're just gonna really discard Ribble and get an extra attack out of it. But you know, you're doing it different ways now, so here's some options. Final thing I want to mention is the quote-unquote fake Time Leap deck with the Maiden, Melee, and Co., who all have basically the same effect that when it attacks, counterblast 1, check your top 7 for one of the other pieces, call them the rear guard as rest, shuffle your deck, and if you have the other pieces, you stand them instead. So this is a way to get, I think, just 1 extra attack off, maybe 2 if you're lucky, but you're basically looking at like a 4 or 5, maybe 6 attack turn. So there's a couple ways that you can extend your good friend Time Reaper Dragon, especially because he has no cost on his own. Let me know in the comments below what ideas you have for him. So that is my real quick review on Time Reaper Dragon and Friends. Like I said before, long story short, 20-minute video short. Card has a lot of potential, but it like just barely misses the margin, but not really, because the more you think about it, the more cool combos and stuff you can do with it. But yeah, it's real cool wave of support. Cannot wait to mess around with it. Cannot wait to start. I'm probably going to start doing some proxy builds soon and start testing those out. Like, I think there's a lot of potential for Time Reaper and Friends. So let me know down below what you guys think about these cards with Time Reaper Zion, Good Doggo, all that good stuff. And what your builds are, what your plans are going to be for that. I plan on eventually showing you guys the premium Gear Chronicle stuff as well, because I haven't done anything but standard Gear Corner recently. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out my store as always. And as always, always embrace the infinites. That is literally 3 alwayses in a row, but that's how I'm ending the video. Bye bye.